Dear students, in the last class we discussed about how to read and write a binary files. As well, we know the format for to read and write the binary file. So now we'll see that how do you call a class object to read and write a file. So let me take an example to understand easily. See, the write a class object to file using a OFStream class with the mode of iOS output statement. Let me take as usual, include your library files. I start with the class name as A. Here I am defining that variable in all different types: integer, character, float, everything like character I taken as an array, and as well as an integer I am taken as an age, height I am taken as in float, and only character I am taken as a gender. All these variable how we can write into a file as in the form of binary. So next, for taken the input and display the output, we'll have the two member functions as in the public area, that is put data and get data. So that is where we close the class function. Now I'm going to define the member function. One is for put data. So this is, we need to enter all the variable of where you are declared as in private variable. So like this is the member function I'm defined outside the class. So that's what I'm using the class name A with the scope resolutor operator. Here I'm asking the user to be enter a name by using the getLine function. So cin.getLine, the variable name is name with the maximum character is 40. So next, enter an age, that is an integer form. So I'm taken as an age as an integer. Next, enter an height with the float variable. So next, enter a gender, only the one single character. So that is where we can taken as a variable as gender as character. So this is where we use this function to be taken the input from the user, that is put data function. Next, another get data function, that is display all the variable by using get data function, that is also defined outside the class. So by using the scope resolutor operator, here we'll use the display the name, age, height and gender with all in the new line character. So once we define the class, now we'll write the function these data into a file in the format of binary. For that, so first I create the output stream, that is by using OF stream with an object as P, that is a variable type is P, type name as OF stream. So we are using this as an output mode. So that's what I'm using that mode as output mode, or that is an or as binary format. It is in binary. So this is where I'm going to be defining it, iOS output as well as binary. Anyone has to be formulated. I'm taken as a file name as file9.txt. So that is where I open to my object name as P. So once you open the file with this mode of operations, okay, so next what I need to do, I need to write all this content, whatever your name, age, height and the gender into that file. Okay, so before that I have the class name as A, so that I'm creating one object for that A, object name as ob1. I'm created the class object. This is where what we call as a class object. So now call the function for entering the all the inputs through the class object ob1 to put data. So once you enter all the element, it is there in the separate whatever the memory you defined it. So now this object I need to write it into your file. Okay, so that I'm just once you are entering the element put data, now I need to write through the file object is p, that's what p dot write function, as we discussed already that format of the write function with the character with a pointer variable of that object name is ob1, where we are created for the object of class ob1 and its size of whatever the memory you are allocated for it. So it automatically write all the content where you are using that object one, that is this data, all it has to be write it into the file name through the object as p. Okay, so once you return of all the things, so I can just say that your object has successfully written into the file. So next I close the file. So this is for only the writing into the file. Now let me go with read the all the data from the file. Okay. First what I'm going to do, I'm using for reading mode operation if stream, that is input stream with the different object. I'm using here q instead of here I'm using p, here I'm using as q. So through this I can read that file, whichever the file I need to read, that is file9.txt, as well this mode as input mode. Also you can take it as a binary also, it is doesn't matter with that. Okay, we'll see that later, we'll change the formulations. So once you're dead with that, again you create the object for the class object as ob2. Okay, so once you created the object, now we need to read the content from the file 9.ext. So how do you do that? We have the function that is q.read function. So here object is ob2, I can read it. Once you read it, so then I can call the function ob2 to get data function. So in get data function, what is happening here is whatever you are have the data, directly it is going to be displaying. So here it is going to be displayed on the screen. Okay, I'm closing it. Let me execute it. Enter the name, enter an age, enter an height, gender. So now you can see that whatever my name, age and everything, it is displayed through the object class object only I'm displaying, but this content is also should be there in the file name.txt. Let me have that file name. So here it is my file name. So you can see that it is in the form of binary, it displays, it is all in the binary format. Okay, so same thing, I'm reading it from the file, it is displayed on the screen. Now let me just change some uh, content here. Instead here I can use the binary. iOS binary. Let me see that what maybe it is happening. So again it is same way, while writing it is in the binary format. While read it back from the file, it displays as it is in the same thing. Okay, so let me, any other formation is possible. Let me see that. Once you read it through the object tool, through the SKU, so this object I can use that get data function. That is what is name, what is the agent, or through the object tool. So let me see once again that C or Q, that reading is happened. Uh, it is not possible. Object cannot be uh, print the object values. I can through the object only I can print all the elements through the function. Okay, hopes you get understand about the file reading and writing through the class object. So this is the concept where we need to understand how to create a class. From the class you need to entering the input and read the output format and create the functional type of OF stream and if stream for read and write, okay, with the binary format. And once you done, we need to write p dot write function. This is the important one while you are reading or writing the binary file. This is the writing that, and this is the one, it is for reading it. So once you done through that object one only, I can send it to the object as to p. So it is all put it into p there. Okay, so if possible way, let me do this way. Cout p dot object one. It is not possible actually, because all these variable are private variable. So private variable you cannot access outside the class. Let me check with that. That is also will understand it exactly, because this is your private variable and as well it is not a member name. So you want individually you want to be accessed. So these things supposed to be make it as a public area, and then you can directly you can access through p dot name and p dot age. That is also we can do, but in this case through the object only we can read and write to binary file. Okay, hope you understand. Thank you very much.